Good evening, everyone, to these weekly Cosmic Starseed Academy gatherings, Pleiadian channelings. Today's date is the 7th of December, 2024, and it is just gone 7. It's about 7:05 here in Ireland. And the energies have been very powerful yesterday and today. That's not to say that there haven't been any negative targeting and attacks, which I won't go into, but the energies have felt very high, not in a hectic way, but in a very peaceful, blissful state, and awareness and consciousness, very blissful, very high energies I've been feeling. And I was just realizing the last hour or so that, or a couple of hours, that the Lyrans are very present this evening, very present this evening. So let me think, what else do I need to share with you? I'm Julia, Anchor Haven, and myself are joining forces and creating some events in 2025 in Ireland. And Julia already does events in the UK. So if you want to check out our events, you can check out our social medias. Julia is Julia Anchor Haven, and I am Soma Ara. So you can check out those events. We are going to be doing some Zoom events and some events in person. So if you're listening to this and at a future date and you're in Ireland and would like to attend, we are doing various different ones. Some will be small retreat days and workshops, talks, and some will be larger gatherings, such as Cosmic Starseed gatherings, and talks and workshops and various different spiritual events. So do come and check us out. We have a group called Cosmic Starseed Gatherings. At least that's what it's called at the moment. We perhaps might change that. Julia, is there anything that you'd like to add to that?
No, they can search for the upcoming events on Facebook events, or your website will update at myanchorhaven.co.uk will update soon with more information, but of course it'll be shared in the Substack as well, with any early bird offers, that kind of thing. So with the April retreat day is going to be such an amazing transformative event with channel transmissions, crystals, and just so much meditation and beautiful sharing circles and things like that. It's going to be an amazing day, and that's held in Ireland.
Joe, did you have something you wanted to say?
No, well, I guess I'm fascinated that you're over in Ireland. Um, I guess I could say, in that sense, I have a book about education reform, and I have a course that I came up with that's cultural appreciation. So in that, I'm generally in an energy of fascination and observation. So I guess in that way, that counts as something to say. But no, I'm just intently listening, and I forgive me if my leaning in looks like I always have something to say, but yes. It's lovely to be connected with people all around the globe, right? Rather than just in certain areas and everything, So this is absolutely lovely. Um, yes. Thanks. That's all.
Thanks, Joe. So if everyone could mute themselves except for Dennis. Um, and Dennis, would you like to please begin with the prayers?
Very good. Okay. So I will begin with the law of one prayer. It's a short prayer, and I will say that and then repeat it 2 more times. We are all one. When one is harmed, all are harmed. When one is helped, all are helped. Therefore, in the name of who I am, and I am one with all there is, I ask for the greatest good of all here concerned. I give thanks this is done, it is so. We are all one. When one is harmed, all are harmed. When one is helped, all are helped. Therefore, in the name of who I am, and I am one with all there is, I ask for the greatest good of all here concerned. I give thanks this is done, it is so. And again, we are all one. When one is harmed, all are harmed. When one is helped, all are helped. Therefore, in the name of who I am, and I am one with all there is, I ask for the greatest good of all here concerned. I give thanks this is done, it is so. And I will share the affirmation shared by Blossom Goodchild, which you're all invited to say along with me or after me to yourselves. I am the light. I am the love. I am the truth. I am. I am the light. I am the love. I am the truth. I am. I am the light. I am the love. I am the truth. I am. Thank you.
You know what I think you should do? I think you should turn your camera on.
Too busy.
And give us a big smile. Wow. So thank you, Dennis. Um, the I can't explain enough how I sometimes I struggle to find my words. Um, the energies are kind of off the scale this evening, in a very blissful way, which is really beautiful. And it seems to me to that the more intense the energies are, the harder I find it to communicate those words. And because it's not really words, it's more of an energy and a feeling and just such a blissful state, that I first stepped into when I was very young. When I had an out-of-body experience with Jesus. And he has come to me the last couple of days, but most definitely, more obviously, since yesterday evening, where I received a download of information that I'm hoping will come through this evening. So I'm going to turn my camera off for a few minutes or moments, seconds, however long. Okay, so I'm going to step in to let's begin with a meditation. And if you could please maybe all turn your cameras off for this. I don't know why I'm asking that, but which is unusual, but because I normally like to have your cameras on so that I can get a better sense of your energies. Also for not just for new people, but for people that show up every week. So yeah, if you would all be okay to turn your cameras off, please. And I'll just for a few moments, not for the whole evening. I normally don't ask that either. But like I was saying, the energies are very intense this evening, very blissful. So Joe, if you could please turn your camera off just for a few moments. Again, I'm not really sure why I'm asking that. Because normally I don't. Thank you. Your energy, Joe, really reminds me of, I can't think of his name, but he's very well known. I can't think of his name. Anyway, it might come to me later on. Okay, so let's begin with the meditation. And thank you, Dennis, for doing the prayers, darling. So let us begin with a meditation. Visualize, see, sense, feel. Jesus in front of you. Ashtar to your right. Merlin behind you, as well as Lyra, Syrian, and some very powerful female energies. Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, Kuan Yin. And on your left, you can visualize, see, or sense, or feel the archangels in love and light, such as Archangel Michael. And also the Pleiadian collective. The beings, the light beings, I can feel very present this evening, very present, very strong, very blissful, very intense. Our Jesus and Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, Ashtar, Lyran energy. Somehow it feels like a very important day, as I was saying earlier to Dennis. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's an astrological day or some important day, but today it just feels very important. And I don't know. I don't think that's just a personal thing. I think it's a collective thing. So today's the 7th of December. If anyone wants to maybe look into that. Okay, so take some deep breaths in through your nose, down to your belly, and hold for as long as comfortably. And then breathe out through your mouth. And do that 2 or 3 more times. Visualize a bubble of white light, glowing, luminescent, with beautiful shimmering luminescent colors: turquoise, blue, purple, green, pink, gold, white. Step into your heart centers. Visualize your heart becoming bigger than you are. Not that you are becoming smaller, but that your heart is becoming bigger as you encompass and embrace our energies, we being the Pleiadian collective and Ashtar more directly. We wish to share so much with you, as always. And we thank you for being here this evening as we allow Soma to step into a deeper state. So if you all want to turn your videos back on, now would be the perfect time, thank you, to do that. Sheila, we're recording. Oops. Okay. So let us begin. In love, in light, in frequency, in essence, in vibration, in frequency, in sound, in momentum, in awareness, in consciousness, in love, in vitality, in joy, awareness more than ever of love, of light, building in momentum, gathering and gathering and gathering, a swirl of shimmering energy surrounding you. Coming down from above, swirling in a coil-like shape of energy, coming down and going up simultaneously, protecting your heart energy, your love frequency. Soma doesn't know really where to start this evening and is somewhat nervous to share the channeling or download or information that we gave her last night. And I am very present here this evening, I being the one you perhaps mistakenly call Jesus. I am very present. And I say we, because I am indeed Pleiadian. And some of the information we shared last night, yesterday evening, with this one is that, and this thank you, this information will be coming forth more and more and more. And that is to say, let Soma add that given that it's new information, for her, she's finding it difficult, as always, to find the words the correct words. Many of you will know that she likes to process information for even a little while before she shares it publicly. However, given her path and timeline and projection that she's on, this is not always possible for her to process information before we give it. And this will become more and more of a factor for her, where she needs to step out of the way more and more and go deeper and deeper with these transmissions. Thank you. Oh, recently we shared with you Pleiadian and Jesus heart activations. That were sent out via email. We do recommend listening to these. Please bear with Soma, and bear with us this evening as she struggles to find the words to accurately, thank you, and articulately describe what we shared with her yesterday regarding Jesus. I, we, us, him is Pleiadian. So we regard ourselves, when we say we include Jesus into that energy. So we will do a short transmission of the message we bear with us, of the message we shared yesterday, and then we will take any questions you have. And then we may pause for a break and go into more of a normal or regular transmission. So the lifetime of Jesus was so much more than you understand, and we include Soma in this. The lifetime and the birth and the life of Jesus was not just about his life, but it was to bring forth Christ consciousness onto your planet through him and his offspring. And he did have many children that went forth and to spread this Christ consciousness onto your planet, because we could see what was happening. We could see an enslavement, an entrapment, a veil of amnesia, a forgetfulness, entrapment of humanity. And we saw this, as many others did. And we sent this energy, as we've sent so many of you, as starseeds who also contain Christ consciousness within your DNA, within your energy fields. There is a very strong similarity, resemblance of DNA codes and Christ consciousness within you, and aspects of that he encapsulated to a much higher degree, being one of us in a more in a more direct way. So he was sent forth on earth, as many of you are, to bring forth the Christ consciousness, and he did that not just during his lifetime, but also through his offspring and children, of which we've just said he had many. This was at the same and at the same time there was, and still is, a great war, a battle between light and dark on different dimensions, not just the third, but different dimensions. A battle of what many would call alien races, the galactic wars and UFO battles in a very direct way. But he came forth as a initial being of light, an instigator, a leader, a way shower, in a very powerful way to bring forth Christ consciousness on your planet, to help to free the shackles and the enslavement. He was a prime being of light. And so many of you are smaller aspects of that, multiplied, having more of an, therefore having more of an effect with Christ consciousness. You are all bringing Christ consciousness to your planet. He was well traveled. We, whichever. His birth and presence on your planet is very connected to now, because now of time of ascension is a resurgence of Christ consciousness. The battle between light and dark. There were many babies that were brutally slaughtered. And at his birth, this just is a reminder to let you know collectively that the reason we are sharing this is to let you know collectively that these are the lengths that the negative agenda will take in order to try and ensure that they have the upper hand or the winning sword, that they are in the lead. It is somehow the word competition is relevant here. There is more we will share in other transmissions regarding his lifetime. So many of you are connected to him. Oh, thank you. Through DNA codes, through your own energy and your own containment of Christ consciousness within your DNA, within your cells, within your DNA codes, which we have so much information to share with you, which we have recently started to do about new DNA codes, but also in the future we have much to share and channel regarding DNA codes. There is much that is hidden and encoded into your DNA codes regarding the time you are in now, to do with ascension, that is to be unlocked and revealed and unkeyed. The key is turning in the lock regarding DNA codes and activations and heart activations. And we have shared some of those recently. And we also wish to add that yet, when we do activations and downloads and transmissions, there are words that we cannot find. And sometimes we even leave out words. But while you are listening to these transmissions, activations, know, absolutely know, that there are frequencies and codes and energies and consciousness and vibration contained within these words that we share, and also the words that we don't share. So there is an energy flow coming from us to you that is unseen, unrecognizable, unspoken, a vibration, a frequency, a sound, a transmission that we send out that is undescribable at this time. We would like to add that we could say that Jesus was an initiator of the light or Christ consciousness on your planet. There has been a shift since his presence on your planet, a very slow, gradual turning of the dial, or a readjustment, realignment, reassurance, resurrection even of Christ consciousness within you, that was taken away. Not that you even lost, but it was taken away during the downfall of Atlantis. DNA codes were pulled from you is a good description. So we will pause there. We will take a 5-minute break. Soma will pause the recording, and then we will come back and answer any questions, and then go into another transmission. Okay, so welcome back, everyone. I'm going to step back into the energy and so if you have any questions, most especially to do with the recent download transmission regarding Jesus and some of the information that we've shared with Soma regarding his life and the purpose, his mission on earth, we welcome any questions you have about that. And also any other questions you may have. but Soma is most keen to hear any of your questions regarding Jesus. And if you don't have any questions, that is also okay. More with us than Soma, which we find quite funny. So let us pause there. Okay, so welcome back everyone again. I thought it might be a good time to go around the group, the circle, and share anything that you want to at all. So we'll start with Joe, because he's at the top on the screen, on the top left. And this is being recorded, so it will be going out onto the social medias.
Okay, I'm here. Let me get the video. Their videos on. Can you see me? Can you hear me?
We can, yes.
What this is my first time. What do you normally do with this? Is there something you just want? Is it about Jesus, or what would you like?
No. So what we do sometimes is we go around the group and just check in and have kind of a chit chat. You can ask any questions. You can
Oh, lovely.
say whatever you want. You can say what's going on in your area if there's situations going on, or you can say where you're at personally, or you can share the kind of work that you do and where you're at in life, or just anything at all.
Sure. Well, let's see. So, uh, well, yeah, I'm a spiritual guide, and everyone, I guess, sharing some of that. Everyone's looking for. I've been talking to people and talking to them about the need that every human has of stability, and yeah, I feel that that's very true. I've noticed that, and I have a book called The Reform of the Education System, and obviously, in context of that book, that's kind of the main thing I think that we're craving as a species. Stability. And yeah, in that way. And I was talking to someone earlier today, in a separate kind of thing about the foundational reality of respect and how important, that is. And I guess obviously, I guess a prayer or kind of, yeah, prayer in that way is that we can meet those needs in a peaceful way, right? Because we know how difficult it can be to manage our own life, if not other people's lives. And thinking of the education system, I think of like a principal, right? And all those managerial things that go along with that. And basically, yeah, Basically getting to that place in yourself where you make the decision for yourself that you choose to be peaceful. And in that, there's the uh yeah, the way, as we talk about Jesus, uh and I guess in that way also further about Jesus is that the objective truth, aspect of it, is basically uh that stuff that Jesus would present to people was coming from a place that was objective, right? That there was truth in it, yet it sounded so, because parables are mystical things. I might not even understand them. It might take us a day to, oh, is that what he meant? Right? Or something like this. But there's coming from a place of help for everybody. Like this broadcast, and thank you for all the people who are watching this, whenever they're watching it. I love you. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Oops, sorry.
Thanks, Joe. So I have a question for
Yeah,
you. Um,
absolutely.
because this is the first time that we are connecting, that I can remember. So I have a question for you. What is your, if any, your connection to, obviously you do, because most people connected to me or that resonate with me and what I'm doing do have a very strong connection to Pleiadians. So what is your experience and connection to the Pleiadians?
So yes, of course. Sorry about the someone. But yeah, so lovely. Yes, I know all about starseeds and Pleiadians. I myself am an Andromedan starseed. Um, but yeah, I mean the Pleiadians are in that way just like well, all of the races are unique. I know them as master healers and guides, teachers. They, and then basically Teal Swan, the spiritual catalyst, is a Pleiadian starseed. Um, and they look like Nordic, ancient Nordic, folk, and understanding them, they understand themselves as light. And I think that that's the main thing that, I guess everyone is struggling with in that way. We could say generally, right? As I just mentioned earlier, kind of that thing about Jesus being objective truth, right? That it's an universal, right? Even though it might get to us in a place that's very personal, right? So in that way, the Pleiadians are under in a place of understanding, and we use all kinds of these words of dimensions and what have you, which in context of what I'm saying is neither here nor there, because if you understand that the nature of light in that way is one, and that so the thinking of in dimensions and these different things like this doesn't really apply in that way. But my main point with the Pleiadians is basically what we can gain from them is a confidence in our own personal journey of I think in that kind of way, yeah, that there's a kind of like a it's okay, it's okayness for us to go into that place in ourselves where all is light. Um, yeah, I think is a great thing to say about the Pleiadians um and further with confidence, self-confidence, right? The solar plexus chakra and allowing our personal will to to I guess heal is the right word. Yeah. To allow ourself to love ourselves fully and to resonate with the truth rather than anything else. And the Pleiadians also, talking of chakras, resonate a lot with the throat chakra. So they help facilitate that in the sense that we all want to a truth that I've discovered that I wrote in that book I mentioned, The Reform of the Education System, is the foundational truth is what I call it, that we all deserve to be happy and not suffer needlessly. And the thing about that is what it requires is us being in the truth and speaking the truth, right? That no one really wants to not do that. No one wants to be deceptive or a liar, right? So then basically that's the thing about the Pleiadians is they resonate with that heavily, right? uh, and you could say in the most or something like that in that way, with the throat chakra. Um, so yeah, so that's what I have to say about the Pleiadians. They're, they're obviously, yeah, good for us in that way. Just like all the starseed races are. And I'm not one of them. I'm an Andromedan, different race. Um, so yeah. Anyways,
That's,
that's all I have to
yeah,
say.
that's great. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, lovely. Thank you for asking.
Thank you. It's lovely that you're here this evening.
Thank you, ma'am.
So let's go around. Rob has had to pop out for a little bit. If he can make it before we close, he will. And I think the same with Dennis. Okay, so let's see who's next. Judy, you're up next. Anything to say or share?
Oh, I don't know.
You look very well, by the way, Judy.
Oh, thanks. One thing I was going to ask Yeshua was how many of us on Earth right now were part of the Essenes?
Okay, let us go into that and address that. So all of the Essenes that are known as the Essenes, the group of, let us call them people at that time, are now on your planet. The vast majority of them anyway. However, some of them are on other planets simultaneously helping. There are other planets that exist that are very similar to Earth, and other planets that exist that are not similar to Earth, and many other planets that have life, what you would call human beings. Earth is not the only populated planet. There are others. And some of these scenes that you are just in the sense of the words that you are meaning it are on other planets and have also worked their way up the level of consciousness, have worked their way up through different levels of awareness and consciousness, much like a school. And what is that word? Past the grade. What is that word? Graduated, thank you. Graduated into different star nations, into different human beings, for want of a better word, on different planets that are indeed populated. And some of these populations are more advanced or well aware of other populated planets such as yours, which you call Earth. They are aware of you, though you are not aware of them, at least the vast majority of you. So there are different aspects going on within your question, or within your answer, rather. A soul can multiply. A soul does multiply. And it is becoming more evident to so many of you on your planet at this time that that is what you are doing. And you are coexisting within different timelines, all occurring at the same time. And yet you are in different places, different spaces, different timelines, different realities, different awarenesses, different consciousnesses, different, not different souls, but different soul fragments or aspects of the same soul. And some of you are having experiences, very real experiences, where you are seeing these other you in different places, in different realities, in different dimensions, in different spheres is the wrong word, but different places, different dimensions, different realities is a very good word. Thank you. We will go into more of this about the Essenes in the future transmissions, and in a more thank you, in a more detailed way. But for now, does that answer your question?
Pretty much, yeah.
There were more Essenes than you are led to believe. Jesus was well traveled and had many children. And no, Jesus did not die on the cross. That is something that we wish to really share with you and get home to you. And Soma does never like sharing information that is new to her. And we say new because the information is already out there, except Soma does not believe anything unless she hears it from us directly, firsthand. So this information is already in the awareness of humanity, although many of you have had to look for it or lift stones, so to speak, or dig a little deeper into what Soma would call Pandora's box to find this information. It is a falsehood that Jesus died on the cross. Rather, what occurred is your religions at the time wished to display a falsehood of his death. in order to keep you in fear and to put you in fear en masse, on a mass scale. We've said many times before, most especially in the early channelings and transmissions with Soma, with this one through this vessel, that your English language is played with. And the words en masse, en masse, and mass, Sunday Mass, is a prime example of this. And as Soma grows older and wiser, and we say that with humor, that we will share more and more words.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
When the religions talk about protecting themselves with the blood of Jesus and blood authority, what are they actually invoking? Is this a negative activity that they're being asked to do?
Can you please repeat that?
The protection technique that is taught by some religions is to cover themselves and visualize the blood of Jesus to protect them. And some people talk about blood authority when connecting to Jesus' energy from a religious point of view. Is this a negative invocation? Is this something that we should be trying to move away from?
Most definitely. Most definitely. Things have been inverted on your planet and switched and changed so that up is down, left is right, good is bad, bad is good. For many, many thousands of falsehood and lies and secrets have been instigated in order for you to misunderstand many great things about who you are, why you're here, where you came from. And religion, all religions, all religions have had a huge part to play within this and have been instrumental in redesigning your awareness. Let us say that again. All religions have been instrumental in redesigning your awareness, reshaping the consciousness of humanity to lower the frequency, the DNA, the consciousness, the awareness of humanity. Religions have been instrumental in this. And when we say religions, we are showing Soma an image, a very clear image, which we've showed her before many times, of reptilian, negative, alien, ET energies that are running every system on your planet. Governments, politics, military, police, school systems, including religion, most certainly religion.
Can you tell us a little bit about the crucifixion wounding as a wounding to humanity rather than that of Jesus?
It was the wounding of the heart. It was a wounding of the heart frequencies, the heart consciousness, the Christ The wounding of Christ was the wounding of the Christ. Thank you. The wounding of Christ was the wounding of the Christ consciousness. And it runs very deep, runs very high, it runs very dark. It is very involved with blood and satanic rituals that are part of your Vatican. Oh, dear God. The church has played a vital part and been the main source of instilling fear en masse on your planet. The fear of God has been put into you.
What message can you share of unity and love for people who are watching this video to raise the vibration right now?
You are initiators of Christ consciousness. For a long time, we shared with Soma that Atlantis is parallel and crucial to the time now. However, over the last few days, what we have shared with her or released to her or downloaded through her is that the Christ consciousness is as important as Atlantis now, because it is a reawakening, a resurgence, a reignition, what is that word? Thank you. Resurrection, as we said earlier, of Christ consciousness that is returning to your planet. It was never about Jesus returning because he never left. He is very much with us, and we are here with you, and he is here with you. It is more about a reignition, a reigniting, a recognition of Christ consciousness energy being in the heart center, and a rising of so many different aspects of who you really are, why you really are here, which includes the Essenes, which includes Starseeds, which includes light workers, which includes star nations. All is working at one in, Soma's looking for the word, in contangible, in contangents, intangible with each other. In unity, everything is working within unity with everything else. A flower needs the sun to grow and water.
So at the moment we're experiencing more extreme weather. Do you believe that this is natural occurrence, or could this still be weather warfare at play?
This is most definitely technology being used in a negative way to target your planet. The negative agenda are very much trying to repeat past events in your history that some of you will know as Tartaria or resets and mud floods. However, their effectiveness is not working this time, as is evident. The water levels are not reaching their agenda. The devastation is not occurring that they had planned. And the reason for that is not just because humanity is shifting back. The Earth is shifting back onto her natural axis. So there are some natural disasters. But even these natural disasters are in heightened and tweaked to have more of a negative impact. Having said that, they are not having the negative impact that is trying to, thank you, that is trying to be initiated because of us and the likes of us, such as Sirius and Lyra, and many others who are working to curtail and lessen the effects and the impacts of these technologies being used in a negative way. We hope that answers your questions for this evening.
Thank you.
We would like to add, because we feel it's important, that so many of you have important missions and jobs to do, voices and things to say that need to be heard in order to help shift and assist humanity. Many of you
Thank you so much for your encouraging words and wisdom. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. What we are trying to say, and Soma is trying to express, is that you are so much more than you've been led to believe, and you are a condensed form of a much higher awareness and a much higher soul. And many of you are finding it difficult to in your human bodies, because your human bodies are more restricted and more restricted and more it is hard for you to be in your human bodies, because these human vessels that feel so unfamiliar to you are very limiting and very limited, which is also linked to your DNA having been manipulated and tweaked in a negative way, with DNA taken out and DNA codes taken out. As we walk this journey with Soma, she, like so many of you, are in process of graduation and absorbing new information and understanding things to a much higher level, a much higher degree, that is outside of the boxes and vicinities of what is normal. We love you, and we have so much to share with you. Let us pause there for this evening. Is there anything that anyone would like to say? I could stay here forever, but yeah.
I just think it's really interesting, the information that's coming forward, and we just need to really keep banding together, don't we? And focusing on raising the frequency, standing as God's sovereign free beings as well, and yeah, just keeping up any daily practices that we all have and stay in connection with one another.
Yeah. Yeah. And let me just add that I am getting more questions than I can deal with at the moment, but I'm going to sit down during the week and go through and get all the questions together from various different sources. So if you've put, but I can't access the questions in Zoom chat once I leave the Zoom this evening. So please, if you could somehow, either through Messenger or email, or however, just send me the messages, and I will sit down this week and I will have a look through all of the messages, including the ones from this evening. So if you have messages, if you email me at, for those listening in the future, if you email me at the Pleiadianchild@hotmail.com, or if you send me the message on my Substack, which is somaara.substack.com, I think. Well, it's definitely Somaara Substack. I don't know which way the words are around, which way around the words are, but yes, do let me have your questions, and I will be sitting down during the week and answering all of them. So yeah, I think I'm just going to go. Is there anything else anyone would like to share? Thank you to everyone here this week. And Joe, I hope you can enjoy. I hope you can join us again next week. So
Yeah, this was lovely. Sorry if I'm speaking out of turn, but yeah, thank you. This was lovely. So you do the same time every week?
yeah, every Saturday at 7 p.m. Irish time.
Okay. All right. Well, lovely. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for having this and hosting it. And I'm uh you know, it's great to have this in your life, and I most likely can come back. And feel free to reach out to me. Obviously, I'm looking for friends, and I teach and anything. And I'll be, on the page, so to speak, in that way. But yeah, this is lovely. I'll probably be back next week. So thank you so much.
Thanks,
Angel
Joe.
blessings.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
everyone.
Thank you
Okay,
very
bye.
much.
Thanks.
Been a very interesting evening. Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks, Sheila. Thanks, everyone. And I'll see you, if I don't see you before next week, I'll see you next week. Oh, and also a shout out. I'm still doing half-price reading if you'd like one. And for those people that have booked in with me, Judy and Sheila, I'll be sorting that out. So,
Okay, thanks very much. That's lovely.
my love to you all, and I'll see you all soon.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Bye.